No one has done this before. I assure you, there's no YouTube video that's going to tell you about these universities that are awarding funding with the admit. There's plenty of videos out there, and I know I've also made a video before on US universities that award up to 100% funding, UK universities that award up to 100% a scholarship, right? Now, these are actually videos on scholarship. You will get these scholarships when you apply to these scholarships, or basically when the university decides that you are fulfilling some criteria for these scholarships. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the golden information, which actually no one really has, because no one actually created this database. And you guys are the reason that I'm able to create this, because you and your seniors have actually helped us create this database. So I'm able to tell you that this is the research that we are able to do for you, and we're able to show you the exact names of these universities that have given funding, massive amounts of funding with the admit. So you basically just have to apply to these universities. You don't really have to do much. You just have to apply to these universities, and with the admit, you receive a scholarship. There's, believe it or not, there's a group of such universities that do this every single year. They give you scholarships. Some give you massive amounts of scholarships, and this video can actually change your life, because simply because I personally remember I could not go for my undergraduate degree because I used to think that it's too costly. Today I'm going to be showing you a couple of universities that not only for a graduate school but also for undergrad universities, which are offering up to 100% scholarship, almost 100% scholarship, or you could call this funding, just when you apply to these universities. And again, like I said, no information about this is available on the university websites. This is really, in-depth information that only comes out every year once the students start getting the admits, and I'm sharing that with you. So thank you for your patience. Again, if you like the content, please make sure to subscribe towards the end of this video. I do not even ask you to do that right now, but make sure you do that if you like the content. Okay, so we'll go on to YMGrad.com. I'm going to be taking you to this decisions tab over here. Very important information, guys. Again, you guys have put this data. We haven't. We only regulate this. We only verify to whatever extent possible. Now, we're going to actually select this with funding option, okay, and we're going to start bookmarking the universities with the maximum funding. I'm not talking $1,000 $2,000, because the average tuition is somewhere around $30,000. I'm talking more than that, more than $10,000 $20,000 in most cases, okay, at least more than $7,000 $8,000. And I want to point out some specific universities based on my experience that do this every single year, so when you apply, your chances of getting the scholarship are very high. Texas A&M, $22,000 lump sum funding. Texas A&M, again, one thing to note over here, it's in the state of Texas. It's because the state of Texas has actually made sure that they are implementing a rule that if you're going to university in Texas and you're getting even $1,000 in scholarship, what it usually means is that you would be eligible for in-state tuition. That means now your tuition is not somewhere around $40,000, it's somewhere around $20,000 per annum. And this university has basically almost given him full funding, if you think about it, because first off, he would be paying in-state tuition. And if you want to actually check out Texas A&M University in-state tuition, right, you can say TAMU Civil Engineering. This person is going for civil engineering, right? All right, we search for TAMU Civil Engineering Master's Tuition International, and the Master's International tuition is about $58,550. What that means is essentially this is the per annum tuition. Per year, this person has to pay this much originally. But because they got more than $1,000 of scholarship, so they would be paying somewhere around half of this mark. And then they're getting $22,000 of scholarship. That's almost full funding. Guys, this is important. Now, this may be lump sum. You can say that, okay, this may be distributed amongst 2 years, but look at that. They're basically studying for 1 year for almost zero tuition. That's huge, guys. That's huge. So again, I'm going to be adding Texas A&M University to the bookmarks right over here. I'm telling you right here, guys, it's a very important university. You really honestly got to focus on some of these. Okay. All right. That's bookmarked. Let's move forward. Let's look at some more universities. This is the University of Adelaide. I believe this is in, again, Southern Australia. But again, 30% funding. It's not a very popular university, so I'm not going to bookmark this. I only want the top-notch universities for you guys. Okay, I understand that you don't want to go to anything that's not good enough for your profile, and we don't want to add that either. So let's not focus on that. Newcastle University, again, very low funding as compared to what we usually see in other universities, so no. Missouri, Kansas, good amount of funding, but I'm not going to add this because, again, not a very top university, I would say, okay? Better universities are definitely out there. Okay, there's this one, Arizona State University. This is actually one of the best universities out there, but let me actually add this, and I'll maybe remove this later on because I want to see how many. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, when we're researching for ASU, let's search for ASU. Let's see how many people are getting these scholarships. Okay, let's see if it actually gives out more scholarships. And you can see a lot of people are getting these scholarships. Almost every person who has submitted the admit over here is getting a scholarship. This is what I'm talking about, guys. ASU is one of the unique universities again that doesn't just offer you the admit, they offer you the admit with scholarship. So again, I'm gonna add ASU to my list over here. Okay, we can bookmark any university from any one of the admits from here. I can see the average amount for programs in engineering is somewhere around $6,000 to $14,000. So I'm just bookmarking one of those over here. But you can see right over here, this is for undergraduate. They've given 14,500. This is also for undergraduate, 14,500. And for graduate ones, they're basically giving somewhere around $6,000. Okay, you can take a look at this. I'll basically bookmark this again. And a lot of these, you can basically verify these, they actually happen. And for undergraduate, mostly it's $14,500. Completely waived off the tuition. Okay, it's also $12,000 sometimes. Depends on which year we're looking at, which how much funding the university has, how many people applied, etc., etc. But you can see that almost every admit that we see over here, it has a scholarship. Okay, so I'm just gonna reset all the filters again. I'm gonna put the funding back on, and then I'm gonna start looking at some more universities because this is starting to be fun. Okay, let's take a look at some others over here. Drexel University. Again, like I said, if you want to verify, Drexel is giving out these kinds of scholarships to undergraduate students. This is the university I was talking about, by the way. It really is. It's almost waiving off 100% off your tuition. Now, let me actually show this to you. If you search for Drexel over here, Drexel University, and you look at the undergraduate admissions. I'm not saying graduate ones, I'm saying the undergraduate admissions. But actually, you can actually look at the graduate ones as well because the tuition waivers over here are pretty much amazing. Anyway, let's take a look at this one. $44,000 annual. Okay, I'll skip this one because I still have to verify the authenticity of that. But for the others, you can see, okay, $2,300 per semester. Pretty good because they're getting a total of $8,000 plus, in terms of the overall program. Right over here, $18,000 lump sum. Right over here, $5,600 annual, so somewhere around $10,000 of tuition again in total. Right, $6,400 lump sum. All right, they're getting $800 per semester. They're getting, again, undergraduate, you see over here, more than $40,000 per annum. And if you want to verify, you say, hey, I don't think the tuition level is this much. I actually already have put out the tuition level for undergraduate programs, and it's somewhere around $56,000. So basically, you're attending Drexel for just somewhere around $10,000. So that's very, very important, guys. Please take a note of that. Okay, and this is annual tuition. So both the years, or sorry, all 4 years, in the undergraduate degree, this person basically gets this much waiver. That means they're paying just around $40,000 for the entire 4 years in total. And that, I believe, guys, that is amazing. This is what stopped me from actually making it to the US and studying my undergraduate degree over there, just because I did not have the knowledge. You guys, I'm giving you all of this knowledge right over here. And this is the kind of research that we always do whenever you work with us, right? If you ever look at the services section right over here, and whenever you're working with us for any service out there, right? Any service on this page that you see over here, profile evaluation, university shortlisting, this is essentially a lot of what we do is concerned with this data, by the way. Okay, but again, we also use a lot of other things. We have people who have more than 10 years of experience sometimes, so they're also working on the shortlist, etc., etc. But a lot of these services actually use this free data as well. So please make sure that you know what we're doing over here. It's definitely in your best interest, and we are actually using a lot of these data. We're crunching a lot of this. We're doing all of this research just for you guys. Okay, so again, I don't want to advertise it too much, but yeah, if you're working with us, this is the kind of research you get access to. Anyway, so let's reset all the filters again. Let's move on to with funding options. And I've shown you already, Drexel is one of the best options out there. I'm gonna bookmark this one over here just in case, right? And let's move on to the next one. Over here we have Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Again, not a very reputable one. I'm going to leave this out. In fact, let's check out the ranking of this university. I would like to know. Okay, no rank over here means it's not that good. Okay, so it's more than 1,000. Okay, cool, no problem. Let's skip that one. Cincinnati, again, one of the best universities out there. And you want to verify if this university gives out the scholarships? Well, you know what to do. We'll type in over here Cincinnati, and we'll just actually give it a quick search. We see that every single decision added over here, even though there's just 6 of those, every single decision added over here, they're always getting some tuition waivers. These are scholarships, these are funding, no strings attached. You don't have to pay this money back. This money is completely taken off of your tuition. I know a lot of people apply for loan scholarships. In fact, if you apply for scholarships with us, right, we would actually find the best scholarships, and a lot of times those are 50% loan scholarship and 50% funding. So you have to return 50% of the amount later on at 0% interest rate, but you still have to return it. Over here, this amount you don't have to return. So just if you just invested in one of our cheapest services out there, by the way, this is the starting packages, the profile evaluation, university shortlisting, we could have saved you a ton of money. And we actually do that for our clients a lot of times. So it's as simple as that. Of course, you also have access to this data. You can actually do some of this research on your own. We're actually using a much more refined database of actual clients, and these are different. Okay, that data is not made public anyway. But again, you can see this. This is what is going on, and I'm gonna actually bookmark University of Cincinnati as well. I think the average tuition waivers that I can see are somewhere around $15,000-$20,000, right? It goes up as well, so I'll just bookmark this one right over here, maybe 21,000, okay, because this is the graduate tuition one. All right, and I'll just reset all the filters again, and I'm gonna put the funding filter back on. So you can see our list is starting to come out. We're doing well over here. Okay, I believe we already have about, let me just check over here, Cincinnati, Drexel, ASU, ASU again. I'll just remove one of these, okay, the smaller one, and damn you, we already have 5 great universities over here. Let me add more over here. Okay, let's just check them out again. Scroll down a little bit. We have University of Texas Arlington, again one of the best universities, and they're giving a massive amount of funding in Texas. What that means is essentially, now this is not the best university in the University of Texas system, but the state of Texas is essentially the best state to study in, one of the best states, I would say, right? And if you get this level of funding, you're basically studying for free, like I showed you, right? If there's $50,000 of tuition, etc., etc., so you're basically getting the degree for free, right? There's more universities, of course. There's again Missouri, Kansas City. You already saw this name before. I did not add it, but you can see that it's repeatedly giving out scholarships. All of this is research that you can do, guys. Okay, there's Trine University, South Florida, SUNY. Okay, we have University of Florida. There's New York University. I want to actually add New York University over here, because every single year and again, if you actually put the NYU name over here and you do this research on your own, you would find that NYU, and this is based off of my experience also, I don't even have to verify it. I know NYU gives out some massive scholarships, but their tuition actually is pretty high. So the scholarship amount is really just, I would say it's complimentary, but you're still paying a pretty high tuition, right? They would give you $10,000 average, but they still give out the funding. So I think, you're not really paying the sticker price, which is what matters for this video, and I would say they give out funding. Okay, you can check more, of course. There's Stony Brook, there's Rhode Island, there's Florida. University of Florida is giving out the $4,500 scholarship. You can see multiple people have submitted these, right? Different people have submitted these. So this is certainly going on. And all of this research, like I said, you can do on your own, right? There's Stony Brook. I want to see if Stony Brook is doing this. Let's actually do that. Stony Brook. Okay. And you can see we only have about 3 admits over here with funding right here, but all of these actually do make pretty good funding amounts. They are having a decent amount of funding, but again, I would say that if you just look at the admits without the funding, there's a lot of these, so I would not add Stony Brook University over here. Okay, it really depends from university to university what's going on. I personally know that SPU is not really one of the universities that I initially anticipated before making this video that I would be adding that, but again, I'm just doing this live in front of you guys, and I thought, that's weird. I did not imagine that, so I just remove this filter. So again, like I said, you can always do this research on your own, right? Let's just reset all the filters again. Let's go on to the with funding section, and again, we can continue doing that, but for the sake of this video, I have basically given you a list of 5 universities. Let me actually add them on a notepad one by one so you can see what's going on over here. So guys, for the purpose of this video, you got to know 5 universities which are offering massive scholarships right from in front of you. I showed you how to derive these. You can actually do this research on your own, by the way, now, right? So there's Drexel University with the #1 position, at least for the sake of this video. Then there's TAMU, there's University of Cincinnati, New York University, and Arizona State University, in that order for the approximate amount of scholarships that they have offered this year. Again, these depend on program to program, etc., etc. Undergraduate programs, graduate programs, engineering programs, business programs, arts programs. All of these are things that you have to do for yourselves. But again, I've showed you how to do the research. You can actually save these decisions, you can bookmark them, and then you can actually see which kind of universities you want to apply to for your education overseas. Alright, hopefully I have answered a lot of questions in this video. Trust me, this data is golden, and you will not get this for free anywhere. but on the YMGrad website. So make sure that you utilize this. And again, like I said, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe so that I can make more such videos. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to do a part 2 of this and add 5 more universities to this list. In fact, we will create a whole full-fledged blog for you, and we'll be more than happy to support you in your endeavors in any way possible. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye and take care for now. Bye.